that have, the double pane windows and they lose their, what is that called?
Seal.
Thank you. When the seal is broken, that's not called. If water's coming in, that's an issue. Yeah, that's not a big deal. They don't call that unless it's really bad. But like a little bit of condensation, they're not gonna call that. They're not gonna require the windows to be replaced just because the seal is broken. If you got water coming in, that's water seepage. Water coming in the garage. Now today, if you don't have water coming in your garage, you're incredibly lucky. Because we've got bone dry ground and a monsoon. The ground can't soak it up fast enough. So you'll see that. An appraiser's not going to call that necessarily today. They may mention it in there. Water in the garage today. No evidence of this consistently happening or something like that. Perception of the value or the condition of the home in any way. You can say, hey, I left some information on the home for you. If your sellers want to point out that they remodeled something and they put in, luxury hardwood flooring and granite countertops, and they picked the most expensive granite that they had in the store, and they put in Italian marble tile in the bathroom, whatever. You can let them say that. They can leave that list of upgrades they've done to the house for the appraiser. You can leave the comps you used. Hey, when we priced it, here were the comps I used. Just FYI. But you can't star the ones you want them to use. You can't put a letter in there about, hey, use these comps because. You can say these are the ones I used. If you know that there are some sales in the neighborhood, so let's say you're selling a house in a neighborhood, it's a brand new build, and you know that some of the houses in the neighborhood weren't in the MLS, you can provide that information to the appraiser as well. So if you know of off-market sales, but they have to be arm's length transactions, so father can't sell to daughter and consider that a comp. So, important things. The appraisal doesn't replace the inspection. Location is key. Like I said earlier, I can take a house from Copper's Cove and drop it downtown Austin, and I'm going to add $200,000 to the value, right? But I can't say, hey, I saw this house in Austin, I'm going to add $200,000 to the value. It doesn't work that way. Location is important. Comparables. The comparables have to be comparable. I know that sounds redundant, but people don't realize that. They need to be kind of the same. You can't take and I don't want to name any specific home builders, but you can't take a high-end custom home and compare it to a production builder. That is not a comparable. Some houses, you can go into some neighborhoods that have really nice, like fully finished out and detailed out houses and compare it to the base model. That's not a comparable. But by the same token, somebody that puts in that $20,000 flooring or $50,000 kitchen, that doesn't increase their value by $50,000. And that's something that you can talk to people on the front end. When you go in and you do your listing presentation, you can show them the comps. The other thing about comps, a house that hasn't closed is not a comp. If it's actively listed, even if it's under contract, appraisers will not consider it a main comp. Now you can provide it to them, and you can provide them with the information, but until it's closed, it cannot be a true comp. And it has to close before the date of the appraisal. You can't come back and say 2 weeks later, hey, this one closed. That's not how that works. The appraisal date is the date, the value is of that date of the appraisal. 2 weeks later, it's not going to be the same. So, if you have any questions or you would like some more information, this is my contact information and you can hunt me down anytime. I did. I go to Micah school all the time.